Here we go again. We're back on our journey. I'm just going to be doing today a few collars. There's so many different types of collars. I'm not going to go through. I'm just going to take you through a few of them. And today I'm going to start off with what is called a Peter Pan collar, and it's basically a flat collar around the neckline. So this is what we do. Fresh, clean sheet of paper, whether it be spot or cross or plain or brown. You start off with a clean sheet of paper to create your collars. And we're going to use our block, our body's block, the front, and we're going to use the back. Here we've got them. These are our basic block patterns. And what we do is, as whatever we do on this journey, we're going to just do it from our blocks and to create all our styles that we want. So here we go. We're going to start off by marking just the upper part of your block, which is the neckline, because that's where we want the collar to be. So we mark around the front neckline, just a little bit down the front, and we're just going to do a faint line across the shoulder line on the front, and then we're going to place the back of the block onto the neckline of the front so that they meet. You've got to remember that on your block we've got no seam allowance, so you can see where it's touching the shoulder at the neck points, they're meeting along there, and then we're going to do the back neck along there and down a little bit down the center back there. And once we've traced that off, we can now move our blocks away like that, and now we've got the back neck measure up to the shoulder point, and then from the shoulder point we come down round to the front, a neck point there. So this is how we're going to be creating the Peter Pan collar, or a flat collar. So what we do is, from the neck points, we're going to measure down when we'll be deciding our mind how wide we want our collar to be, whether it be 2 inches, 2.5 inches, whatever measurements you decide. You measure down that way. I'm going to use 2 inches, down 2 inches, and you put a mark from that point, your neck point, 2 inches, 2 inches down, you put a mark 2 inches all the way round till you come to the center front, 2 inches down. And with your curve, or if you've got a good your hands are very steady, all you do is just curve around those dotted lines that you've put in for your 2 inches width of your collar, like that. So you draw a nice line round, round and round. So that's how you start to create your collar shape. So once you've got that, all we do is we're just going to put a little mark there to indicate to us that is our shoulder notch. So that will match to our bodies when we put the collar back to the bodies or our neckline. So once we've got that, we then have to shape the collar, whether it'll be a round edge or it could be just a straight edge. So I'm going to do a round edge. So from the neck point there, I'm just going to shape that round like that, touching back on that line. So can you see that? I'll do that again. From that neck point, I just do a nice curve, and it goes back into the depth of how wide I want my collar to be. So that's the shape of the Peter Pan collar. So once you've got that, you then add your seam allowance around the outer edge, because this is your outer edge, all the way around, 1/4 of an inch. You don't need more than that, your seam allowance. And then you do it on the neckline as well, because you've got no seam allowance on your block. But if you've got seam allowance on your block already, you probably only need to put it on the outer edge here, because you've already got it in there. So now this is your center back. I'll just put B, center back, and this is your front center front here. So this is going to be on the fold, so you've got to remember to write that fold there, because you're going to place that on the fold of your fabric, so that when you cut it out you get the same shape round coming around that side to meet back at your front. So you place that on the fold of your fabric. So that is your collar, basic Peter Pan collar, and that is a flat collar. Now if you wanted to do the same Peter Pan or flat collar and you want to get a slight roll in it, what you do is when you I'm just going to go through this. Two ways you can do it. You can divide this up into 3 sections, and you can take out a dart out of the out of these section here, so you tighten it up. So when you do that, you know, you get the outer edge being smaller. So can't find my ruler at the moment, seem to have left me. Anyway, so what we do is we're gonna draw a line like that, taking out a dart in there, and then at this section here we could do one as well. So like that, we take out a little dart and we fold it over and we pinch it out here as well. So from there we make a little dart into there and we fold out the dart. So what we're doing, we're making this outer edge a bit smaller, so we tend to get a roll in our collar. So that will be like a 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, just little bits, so it's not dead flat. So that is your Peter Pan collar, and it's basically with your back and front bodies you create that. So this is called a Peter Pan collar. That's a Peter Pan collar or a flat collar. So once we've got that, we're ready to go. You're ready to cut out and make your collar and apply it to your neckline. So it looks basically like this. If I do a quick drawing of this so that you've got an idea of what it looks like. So it's a round, it goes right round the neck like that, and it's just basically a flat collar that looks like this, that goes round to the back neck on your shoulder, round like that, like that. So that is your Peter Pan collar, flat collar, just like that. So I hope you'll understood that, and we're going to move on to a next collar shape, and I hope you'll find that you'll be able to follow that. Thank you. Bye.